Always great chatting with my next guest, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, who's got a fight coming up here in July, on July 10th at UFC 264. He's going to be taking on Gilbert Burns. Wonderboy, what's up, man? How's it going?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Glad to be on with you, brother, as always.
Yeah, always a pleasure. I want to start first, actually, with you going on Joe Rogan's podcast. How cool was that?
Oh, it was super cool, man. And we were supposed to do that a year ago, but of course, you know, the whole pandemic thing happened. So ended up going out there, hanging out with him, man. It was really, really cool. Thought I only talked to him for about an hour, but it was like 3.5 hours. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was great. How did that get set up? Was that something you reached out to him or you reached out to your management? How did that all get set up?
Yeah, he actually reached out to me on Instagram. It was like, hey, man, would love to get you on the show. I was like, dude, let's make it happen. So like a week later, I was there.
What was it like after the fact? Because, you know, when you go on Rogan's, you get that nice bump. Did you find that, you know, the social media followers went up, or did you get a lot of feedback after that?
Oh, certainly. Yeah, man. I mean, on YouTube, the followers on Instagram went up. Yeah, so it gave me a bump pretty much everywhere, to be honest with you.
And a good chance as well to talk about this fight against Gilbert Burns. Now, I noticed it's July 10th. It seemed like we found out about this, I want to say maybe a month ago. Was the reason for the fight being in July just because you needed time to heal up a little bit, or what's sort of the reason why it's not taking place sooner?
No, I thought it was actually going to be sooner, but then the UFC wanted to make it on July, the same card as the Conor McGregor. I think they're looking to build that up. It's not the first time I've been on one of his cards, and you know, me and Gilbert, we like to put on a good show, so I think that's the perfect card to be on. Yeah, man. So I was super excited at the fact that, you know, I was going to be on another Conor card. I'm not really sure where I am. I don't know if I'm co-main event or what, but it doesn't matter where I am. But it's going to be fun, man. It gives me plenty of time just to make sure that I'm you know, in the best shape possible. In my last fight, you know, only had 5.5 weeks to get ready, and that was for a 5-minute round fight. This is a 5-minute round fight. So I'll be in the best shape of my life, man, come July 10th. I'm excited. Would
you have wanted it to be a 5-round fight? Because it seems like they're doing that now. We're seeing the Nate Diaz and Leon Edwards fight, for example, be 5 rounds. Is that something you would have preferred, or do you like having the 3 rounds instead?
It really doesn't matter. I mean, I prefer 5-5s, but I think that's something I guess Nate Diaz can only get.
Right, know? Yeah. I think it's a money thing too, right? Because I think you get paid more if you do 5 rounds, I would think, right?
I believe so. I think that might just be main event, though. That's the question. Like, I don't even know how that works. So I think that's just main event. So I don't know if they're getting paid extra to do 5-5s or what, but got to look into that for sure.
Before we talk about this matchup, obviously, pretty devastating news what happened to your good friend Chris Weidman with him breaking his leg. How's Chris doing? I love the positivity. I feel like some of your positivity is rubbed off on him because it seems like he's won everyone over with just the way he's handling everything, the positive messages. How's Chris doing right now? Because I'm sure you talked to him since you guys live in the same state now.
Of course, you know, my brother and his honey, you know, Chris's sister saw him last weekend. Was supposed to go down there, but we had guys on my team fighting in Charleston, so that's where I was at. But he's doing good, man. He's positive, man. He's out and about now. He's not just, you know, kimped up in the house like he was for the first few weeks, but going to physical therapy. Everything's looking great. And, yeah, man, just positive vibes. I believe it rubbed off, man. I love it. He's positive, man. And that's the thing with Chris, man. His mindset is so strong. His spirit's strong, so he'll be back. He'll be back. You haven't seen the last of Chris Weidman.
Yeah, you feel like he will fight again, kind of what you were saying there. You think that he will get through this and come back and, you know, make a run at it. I know Father Time's not on his side, but, you know, we've seen, look at Jan Blachowicz. He's an older guy, and he's been able to make a, you know, run at a title again, right? So
exactly, man, exactly. So, I mean, even if it's just, I don't know how many fights are left on his contract, but I know he wants to see it through.
On that same card, we had a really impressive win from Kamaru Usman, finishing Jorge Masvidal, someone that you fought. What did you think of that overall performance from Usman?
I thought it was great, man. I mean, he's knocking dudes out. He was known for just his wrestling. Now he's putting it together. You can tell his striking has improved, and he's knocking guys out, which makes him definitely more interesting and scary, to be honest with you. He's not just a wrestler; he's a striker too. So I think, you know, with a good win over Gilbert Burns, not even looking past him, but just saying good win over Gilbert Burns will hopefully give me that shot for the title again, and it's, you know, makes it more interesting the more you see him in the octagon, the improvements that he's made. So, and that's what makes it fun for me. Guys like that who are difficult to prepare for, and he's definitely difficult to prepare for after watching him fight his last few fights.
What was your reaction? Because, obviously Colby wants to fight the rematch, that his name's out there. Usman doesn't seem very interested. He used the exact words, show me more. But now we're hearing Michael Chiesa might step in and get a title shot. Your reaction to that?
Yeah, I agree with that too. Michael Chiesa, he's making moves in the welterweight division that you gotta give him that. But yeah, there are other guys, myself and Leon Edwards, who are probably, I would say, more deserving of the title. But since we both have fights coming up, you never know. I mean, maybe get that fight with Chiesa just to, not have to sit on the sidelines and wait for somebody to fight. I think he wants to stay active and be as busy as champ as possible because, hey, the busier you are, the more money you're making.
Well, I know it's not your job to be the matchmaker, but I want to throw this to, I'm just curious your opinion on this. Who do you think deserves the shot more? Do you think Chiesa deserves the shot to fight Usman? Or do you think Colby does just because he won his last fight? He finished Woodley. Their fight was a little bit closer than some of the other fights that Usman's had. What if you're a matchmaker? Because obviously you could still fight the winner of that because of the timing of your fight and everything. So if Usman needed a stay busy fight, who do you think would make more sense, Chiesa or Colby Covington?
I don't know, man. He's already fought Colby Covington. He hasn't fought Chiesa, so we saw what happened the first time that they fought. And I think Colby Covington had one fight, and that was Tyron Woodley. I would like to see that fight with Chiesa. I think both fights are very interesting as well and see what kind of improvements Colby has made. He's an intelligent guy, too. I don't think he'll fight in the same. He may end up using some of the wrestling this time. And not have to stand there and get his jaw broken like what happened last time. But either way, it really doesn't matter. But, we've already seen that happen, so why not give Chiesa a shot? Go for it, man.
Fair enough. That's why I got to get the Wonder Boy opinion on that one. Let's talk about Gilbert Burns. Obviously, we know he's got good knockout power. He's known for his jiu-jitsu. That's sort of where he started. That was his base. Style-wise, how do you look at this fight?
I think it's a great fight. It's the classic striker versus jiu-jitsu. But everybody, people are forgetting that this guy's knocked some of the best guys out in the welterweight division. Daniel Maia has knocked out Daniel Maia. He staggered Tyron Woodley, who's one of the toughest guys in the division as well. He's very explosive. He's got good sparring partners, such as Vicente Luque, who I know they're best friends. So I'm really excited for this fight. He's a very tough opponent. And with a good one over him, hopefully we'll get that title shot, man. He's the number 2 ranked guy, for a reason. And he's one of the guys that, wherever the fight goes, I'll be ready for it. But, he's good everywhere. He's good everywhere. He's explosive. He got knocked out his last fight. He got TKO'd. But, I was against the champ. That was against the champ. So I know he's learned a lot from that. And I'm looking to fight the best Gilbert Burns come July 10th. And that's what I want. I don't want anything less.
Now, how much do you factor in sort of level of competition? And the reason I bring that up is because, Gilbert's only been in the welterweight division for a couple of years. He was a lightweight. He moved up and he fought good guys in both weight classes. But you've been a welterweight mainstay for years. You fought everyone. You fought for the title twice against Woodley. You've, fought the who's who. How much do you feel like that will benefit you in this situation just because you've been in there with more guys in the weight class?
I think it's great. I think it will benefit me for sure because, when he came into the welterweight division, he was finishing guys. He was very popular. Beat, after Damian Maia, he beat Tyron Woodley. Then he got the title. But I think it's good for me because his last fight was for the title. So if I go out there and beat this guy, they've got to give it to me. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a great fight for me.
No, I agree with that. Training camp, anything different? Bringing anyone in, or how's camp looking ahead of this fight? We got a lot of time, obviously.
Yeah, I do have a lot of time. But the only thing is I won't have Chris Weidman in this camp, obviously. So he's been there since day one. But we got great guys here. My bro, Sweet T, say what's up.
What's up?
Sweet T will be there, man, helping me out with this camp as well. But we got, Ryan Hall coming in. I believe he's fighting on the same card as well. So we're going to be kind of going back and forth, helping with his strike. He's helping with my jiu-jitsu. But my buddy Carl Reed, John Sweeney's got a fight coming up, but we're all kind of preparing together. So I got some of the best strikers in the world right here in my gym, some of the best jiu-jitsu practitioners coming in as well. Carlos Machado, also Steve DeVinny, Coach Tom, my wrestling coaches. Man, we're ready for wherever the fight goes. So, we're 9 weeks out. And I'm gonna be in the best shape of my life. I'm already in great shape. We're doing 5-minute rounds right now. So, and my cardio is amazing. The only thing now is, staying safe, not getting injured. But there's no egos here, so everybody pretty much takes care of me when I'm out there training. So I'm just excited to step back out there and do it again. My last fight was in December, the last fight of 2020, and I told everybody then 2021 is going to be my year. I'm going to be champ. So you will see it, my brother.
Ryan Hall, have you worked with him before? Like, what's the connection of you working together?
Yeah, so I actually met him out in Montreal when I was out there helping GSP get ready.
Oh, way back in the day. Okay, interesting.
Yeah. So Ryan Hall was out there because he was making that transition from jiu-jitsu over to MMA, and that's how we got connected. And we've been training. He trained with us while he was on the Ultimate Fighter series. He was training with us during the Greg Maynard. I don't know. You could probably tell all the hook kicks and movement and stuff that he was throwing out there. So he's been coming out for the past several years, and he's helped me tremendously when it comes to the guy is just he's a wizard, man. That's why they call him the wizard. He is a wizard. But we go back and forth. I help him with his striking. He helps me with my jiu-jitsu, and it's just a great combination.
And he's not that far away from you, right? Like in terms of getting over there, how long of a commute is it?
Yeah, it's really not. I mean, he's in Washington, so I know he runs a school there. He brings my buddy Matt Miller, who was on the Canadian Olympic team. That's where they met as well over in Montreal. He usually comes in as well. So he'll be out here next week.
Nice. Well, that's good. Yeah. And obviously I'm assuming you're bringing him in because of the jiu-jitsu, like you mentioned for Burns, right? Just, you got one of the best in the business to do it, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. We got, he's not the only one as well, but yeah, it's really cool to have somebody like, Ryan Hall in your camp leading up to a fight like this, and vice versa. I know he's fighting a good striker as well. So to be able to train together and fight on the same card, that's really cool.
How do you see this fight playing out on July 10th?
You know what I want to say, baby. I don't look for the knockout. All I visualize is my hand being raised at the end of the fight, and that's what I visualize. Wherever the fight goes, if a knockout happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm ready for a 3-5-minute round war, and that's what I'm prepared for.
You talked about it there, the implications of this fight. Have you been given any indication from the UFC or your management that if you do win this fight, you could get the title shot? Because I have a feeling, I just have this theory that I think Usman's kind of waiting to see what happens with Diaz and Leon Edwards. And I think if Diaz wins, he's looking at another payday. Hopefully not, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think that is definitely the case. We got to go out there and see what happens. I got to put on a good performance first. Mm-hmm. After these, I think they're fighting before me. So. Right. It really gives me a chance to see these guys and see what kind of leaps and bounds that these guys have made. But I know Leon Edwards has been wanting that title for the longest. He's got a really long winning streak at this point. He definitely deserves it. But, man, I think the fans want to see me fight him. I think the fans want to see me fight.
It's a fresh matchup, right? So
it is. He's already beat these guys. He's already beat Leon Edwards. Of course, if Nate wins, they're probably going to give it to Nate. He's just a big name, big show. So, man, I'm just keeping my fingers crossed. Nothing. I haven't heard anything.
Right. Yeah. I was curious if you heard that or not. I mean, would that kind of bother you a bit though, seeing if Diaz did beat Edwards, that he automatically gets a shot? He hasn't fought in a while. I know he's a big name, but didn't we already go through this with Masvidal, where Masvidal lost to Usman and then he got to fight him right after? Like, it kind of doesn't make a lot of sense there. And I just, I do feel for fighters like yourself or Leon. I mean, obviously Leon's got to beat Diaz, but you get what I'm saying? Like, there should be some merit based in there as well in terms of getting a title shot.
Oh yeah, 100%, man. I mean, this guy's been off for such a long time, and now he gets a title shot after beating, Leon Edwards. Come on, like, I've stayed active. I've been out here working my behind off as well. Like, give me the shot. And I think that would upset a lot of fans if they go that route.
Who do you have in Diaz and Edwards, by the way?
I got Edwards, man. Edwards, he looks in the best shape he's ever been. And we're managed by the same management team. So, I kind of keep informed on what's going on with him and where he's at mentally, physically, and he's in great shape, man. He's looking forward to this fight. I know he deserves a payday, and he's got it with Nate Diaz. So if he's not getting the title, he should be getting somebody like this. So hats off to Edwards, man. I think he's going to go out there and win. I don't know if he'll knock him out, but he'll definitely. That's the thing. Edwards, he's not known to knocking anybody out. Most of his fights are by decision. So I think if he wins, that's how he gets it done, by decision.
Let's say all goes well. You do get you get a finish, you get the title shot. How do you look at a fight style-wise between you and Usman, especially after what Usman's been doing over his last couple fights?
Man, I think it's a great one. I think it's a great matchup for both of us. I've got one of the best takedown defenses in the welterweight division, one of the best strikers in the division, and I know he's improving with his striking as well. Do I think he's going to stand there and strike with me? I don't. He did that with Masvidal, and everybody was saying Masvidal was the better striker, but I'm not the type of guy to take this guy lightly, and I think that was Masvidal's mistake. Taking him lightly, thinking this guy doesn't have any power. Next thing you know, you're getting put to sleep. And I don't take anybody lightly, wherever there are in the division. Him being the champion, I take this with, I'm going to take this fight with the best of my ability, and I think it's a great matchup for me, to be honest with you. And I think it's very difficult for him to find somebody like me to prepare for me. So he's the one that's got to work extra hard to prepare. You know what I'm saying? So. It's looking good for sure. I got to go out there and beat Burns first.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Switching gears a little bit, something that's in your division. What do you make of this whole Diego Sanchez thing where, he gets let go from the UFC? He's got his coach involved. I don't know if you saw the training videos of him upside down and his coach hitting his head. What do you make of this, Wonder Boy? You're an MMA fighter. What was your thoughts on all that?
Oh, man, I don't know. I don't know what's going on in this guy's head. I really don't. I think everybody was waiting. It was just a matter of time before the UFC let the guy go. And as a coach, if he was my fighter, I would have let him. I would have say hang it up a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the guy has taken a lot of punishment. He's got many years, fight years on him. I mean, his first fight was in the first show, right? The first tough show.
First Ultimate Fighter. Yeah, he fought, believe it or not, people forget, he fought Kenny Florian in the finale, and Florian's like a 45er, right? So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's wild, man. I mean, I think for his health, I think the UFC did the right thing.
Okay. And have you ever seen coaches like that sort of take over and try and, kind of make it
Never
about them?
seen that.
No? Yeah.
Never seen that before in my life. And if you're a coach and you're out there doing that, you need to be slapped. I don't know where did Diego find this guy? Like, what is he doing? Is he
I don't know. I think it's the perfect storm in a bad way where Diego was having a falling out with Jackson Wink, and then you got this coach who says, hey, I'll help you out and do all this. And they kind of came to each other at the right time. But now it's like this whole different, it's like, Diego's been kind of hijacked in a way.
Yeah, I agree. And this guy's putting him through stuff that I've never seen before. Like, how does this have anything to do with MMA? I mean, you're getting punched in the head for a living, and now you're hanging upside down, and your coach is punching you in the head after this is the type of guy, this is the guy that's taken probably more shots in the UFC than everybody combined. Like, doesn't make sense. It's weird. Somebody needs to go out there and poke that guy in the eye for sure.
Another thing I wanted to ask you about one of your former opponents, Anthony Pettis. I don't know if you caught his fight in PFL. He ended up losing. Have you been sort of keeping tabs on him? Because I think he was one of the big favorites in PFL this past season. Yeah,
I watched that fight, and it just didn't seem like the same Anthony Pettis.
You almost finished it in the third, though, right? He had Clay in trouble in the third round. Clay Collard, right?
Yeah, it was a head kick, but he waited too late in the round. And the guy that he fought just seemed like a regular Joe Blow. Like, I mean, he was okay everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He let the pressure get to him. I know that Anthony Pettis has fought tougher opponents. I don't know if it was just the new organization, the new rules, the new different vibe. It just didn't feel like the same Anthony Pettis.
Yeah, no, it was a bit odd. And actually, Clay Collard fought in the UFC. I don't know if you remember. He fought Max Holloway, believe it or not.
Oh, wow. That's right. He did fight Max Holloway. What the heck?
I know. It was ages ago, though. A lot of people forget that, to be honest. So.
And now his brother is the Bellator champ. I don't know if you saw that.
Who, Clay Collard?
Pettis.
Oh, no, sorry. Sergio Pettis is the Bellator champ. That's right. Sorry.
Yeah.
You threw me off with the Collard thing. I was kind of like, I don't think Clay Collard has a brother. No, it's all good. It's all good. That's really interesting. Just two more quick things. John Jones, obviously, we still don't have that Ngannou fight. Do you think this is going to get resolved? I know he's left his management company. It seems like they're really trying to make this happen, but I think at the same time, the UFC's ready to move on with Derek Lewis and Ngannou, the rematch.
Yeah, I don't know, man. UFC isn't one to pay what John Jones is wanting from the UFC. And anyway, yes, John Jones is considered the GOAT for most people, and he wants to move up to fight the scariest guy in the division. I don't think it's a intelligent move, to be honest with you. One of the most explosive and strongest guys in the division. and he's been carrying that weight around his entire life. You've seen guys try and go up weight classes, put on muscle, just like Luke Rockhold did when he fought, Blachowicz, and he tired out. He wasn't used to carrying that weight. It was different. I think it was going to go the same route with John Jones. So, let sit him on the side, man. Sit him on the side. There's a lot of guys more deserving to fight Ngannou. So we'll see. Can the UFC pay him that? Probably. Is he going to get it? Probably not. So move on, man. Let's go.
We haven't talked, I don't think, since Ben Askren boxed Jake Paul. I don't think you watched it live, but I'm sure you caught the replay. What did you think of that?
Yes. I think it's cool what these YouTubers are doing. They're making moves, but I don't understand why these guys, especially the guys that are retired, going out there and getting beat by these YouTubers. It's doing worse for their legacy than anything else. They're not going to know Ben for what he's done in the MMA sport. Everybody's going to know him as the guy that got knocked out by Jake Paul.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
That's what he's going to be known by. And I hate it for him. I would love to see him go out there and knock Jake Paul out. But, like Mayweather, look at the size difference between these guys.
Yeah.
And what if Logan Paul just hits him in the right spot just one time, and there he goes. He's going to be known as the guy that gets beat by Logan Paul.
Yeah. No, it is pretty crazy. Now
I don't think it's worth it.
Well, I was going to mention Askren's good friend, someone you fought, Tyron Woodley, seems interested in fighting Jake Paul. Do you think that's a bad idea, or should Woodley, because Woodley's a free agent right now?
Yeah, I think it would be a bad idea for Jake. Okay. Tyron Woodley's boxing is very good. He's not having to worry about any takedowns or any kicks to the face or anything like that. He can just focus on boxing. Tyron's got some power, boy. Mm-hmm. Tyron's got some power. And if Jake goes that route, I don't think he will. If he's smart, you would not want to box Tyron Woodley. Okay,
there you go. Before we go, you see the plaque in the back. How's the YouTube channel going? It seems like it's become like a nice business for you on the side, I think.
It is. It's really great, and the fans are loving it, man. We're up 320,000 subscribers, 330,000 subscribers.
Congratulations, man. That's awesome.
Little under 2 years. So we're excited about it. We're making moves with that and giving the fans what they want. The ins and outs of Wonder Boy's life, the techniques. I did the kind of behind the scenes of UFC 261 leading up to Chris's fight. Obviously, we didn't go the way we wanted to, but people are loving it, man, and we're enjoying it. This is something that we decided to do just off on a whim, and we're winging it, but we're having a good time doing it. I think that's what the fans like about it, is that they know that we're just us, just having some fun, trying to make it work. You know what I mean? So it's fun, man. We love it.
And I always love these interviews, Wonder Boy. Thanks so much for the time. Really appreciate it. Anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media you want to plug, I'll give you the last word.
Man, just let everybody know that they can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Wonderboy MMA. Facebook is Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Go check out Stephen Wonderboy Thompson's and Sweet Tea's YouTube channel. And always, thank you for having me, my friend. I appreciate you.
Make sure to subscribe to the LowKick MMA YouTube channel for all the latest news, event previews, and interviews with some of the biggest stars in MMA.